An abrupt shift was announced by the CEO of Volkswagen. He was forced to provide a last warning since VW is losing money every day. You may be shocked at the sinister motive behind this. Their demand is poor, their sales are slow, and they are even falling short of the Chinese EV manufacturers. Is this the end for this monster of a German? Can Volkswagen really keep up with the manufacturers of contemporary EVs? Await my revelation of the bizarre $700 million Chinese firm that Volkswagen invested in order to stay afloat in China.
We are the biggest automotive company in China, market leader in ICEs, and we have to ramp up strongly with the electric vehicles.
To put it another way, they fired the person who advocated for VW to go to electric vehicles before realizing their error and making a pathetic attempt to compete. When Herbert Diess, the former CEO of Volkswagen, visited Tesla's German production a few years ago, he remarked the following: "While it takes them 10 hours to manufacture a Model Y, it would take us 30 hours to develop an ID-style electric vehicle for VW. It's astounding how automated they are." This is also coming from a former VW executive. So why is Volkswagen lagging behind in the EV space? Why is China their largest market, where they are losing ground? In only 10 thrilling minutes, I will tell you the story of Volkswagen's cautionary tale. I swear that I won't take up any more of your time. So what precisely took place? Think again if you believe that the biggest car maker in the world had everything figured out. The alarms on Volkswagen are louder than the horns on their famous cars. In a recent alarming revelation, Thomas Schaefer, CEO of Volkswagen Passenger Vehicles, expressed his worries loud and clear. The roof structure is on fire. This is the last warning that expenditure has to be reduced since expenses have been allowed to rise too high for too long. Schaefer's remarks, which come as a last wake-up call before we go further into the narrative, indicate that the company, which previously spearheaded revolutions in the car industry, is now facing a crisis. However, what is starting this fire? As it turns out, VW has been allowing its expenses to soar. Like a vehicle without brakes, VW has encountered an obstacle. The corporation has failed in China, one of its largest markets, despite the fact that sales of electric cars have increased by 48% year-over-year. Yes, their electric vehicle sales decreased by 1.5 compared to the first half of 2022. That may not seem like much, but keep in mind that China accounts for around 40% of Volkswagen's total income. It feels like a kink in their gasoline line when they lose percentage points. During a one-hour meeting last month, the CEO of Volkswagen disclosed 3 significant issues that might spell the end for his firm. About it, more in a moment. Yes, Volkswagen is excellent in terms of quality and experience, but they must first reduce their expenses in order to turn a profit on EVs. While VW is losing money, Tesla is leading the market in profits from its electric car business. Only BYD in China and Tesla in the United States seem to be making a healthy profit on EV sales at the moment. Let us now talk about the issues. And pay close attention, since the third one is serious enough to potentially force VW to halt manufacturing in a nation. First, high production expenses. VW only sold 73,000 of its 97,000 battery electric cars between January and May of this year, whereas 100,000 Tesla Model Ys were sold within the same time period. Volkswagen offers greater interior quality at a premium expense to maintain their brand image and historical caliber of workmanship. In order to save costs, modern EV manufacturers like Tesla are more affordable in these areas and concentrate more on things like high-quality software and creative engineering. They are thus deficient in one area, but excel in software, which enhances consumer impression of the brand as a whole.
And one important aspect as an example is that we are developing a unified cell in terms of battery, and that brings us at the end in a position that we will be able to reduce the battery cost of around 50%.
However, the dealers are ultimately the ones robbing the clients. However, that tale will be revealed in a few minutes. Now that a limited supply of batteries is considered one of the largest cost threats, VW has already signed contracts worth $48 billion for the production of electric car batteries in order to meet its goal of producing over 1 million electric vehicles annually across all of its brands by 2025. Popular models including the Golf, Tiguan, Passat, and Polo were among the ICE cars that had a 4-price rise from view earlier this year. Dealers are clearly against the move. A VW dealer who wished to remain unnamed remarked, "I'm shocked our sales are declining and they're raising prices." Number 2. Sales agency model. In many places, dealer markups are starting to pose a serious issue. Even if their automobiles are already expensive, they have dealers that keep a profit on the sale. The truth is that markups are nothing new to VW dealers. They have been charging exorbitant fees for models like as the GI, ID.4, and Golf R in recent years. Volkswagen is striving to create a more positive work atmosphere for all sales representatives, and the company has asked dealers not to punish consumers by raising their prices. Whatever, dealers are essentially free to act whatever they choose, and their avarice will only lead to the company's demise and harm the automaker's image. Third Beam was compelled to reduce prices. The largest shock to VW's business came when they had to lower the price of several of their most lucrative models in order to compete with companies like BYD and Tesla. This went for both ICE and electric vehicles. As a result, VW was compelled to enter a drawn-out pricing battle as their market share declined. General Motors entered the fray after VW slashed the price of its Lyriq by over 14. William Ralph Brandstater, VW's China's premier, said that local consumers would suffer in the long run if EVs are discounted. He said that there are presently over 120 automakers in the electric vehicle sector, and that around 150 new models would be introduced in 2023 at the 2023 China Automobile Forum in Shanghai. Their high battery costs and fierce market rivalry put them under tremendous financial strain. Success in sales in the short term demands a very large capital expenditure. The market is now experiencing an overheated condition. The level playing field is steadily leveling. VW's elaborate scheme to avoid the catastrophe. With the goal of enhancing long-term profitability and performance, Volkswagen unveiled its Accelerate Forward initiative. Business sought to increase its profit margins from a pitiful 3 to a thunderous 6.5. But hold on, there's more to it than simply reaping financial rewards. You also need to reduce clutter. The word of the day appears to be simplifying. VW has reduced the price of the ID.3 in an effort to increase sales, and the ID.2 with a 300-mile range will be released shortly. This vehicle, which will cost somewhat less than $30,000, is quite important to their portfolio. It is just as affordable as the Polo and just as roomy as its Golf cousin. In addition, VW intends to concentrate on software while also modernizing and improving the interiors of the majority of their existing models. However, this is the area in which they invested the most. Chinese EV manufacturer Xpeng is worth $700 million. Following this statement, Xpeng shares increased by 30th. The German carmaker will collaborate with this business to produce 2 mid-size EVs for the Chinese market, which will be introduced in 2025. Additionally, VW is concentrating on strengthening its alliance with other regional businesses. Regarding their portfolio, in the United States, Volkswagen will introduce its first all-electric sedan, the ID.7 sedan, in 2024. This will also have a highly interactive interior in addition to a 450-mile range. Additional releases in 2025 include the ID.7 wagon, the ID.5, and a small EV crossover with a price tag of about $21,000. Volkswagen claims that although they have said time and time again that their top priority is the business's profitability, they do not want to participate in unfavorable market competition in order to boost deliveries in the near term. Are they going to benefit from this rigidity in an age when automation and electric vehicles are winning? Or will their outdated methods eventually come back to haunt them? There is no other option except to make EVs in large quantities. Each of you at least is attempting to navigate the fierce competition by accepting that. What would make a Volkswagen better than a Tesla at the same price? Tell us in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons on our channel. We just published a second video that revealed some startling EV information. For more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.